howdy, I'm Jess Pryles with Hardcore Carnivore. This series is called Master the Meat. We're looking at lots of different great cuts that you can find at your local HEB meat market, and we're going to check out the best ways to cook them. So today's cut is sometimes called the brisket of California. Can you guess what it is? This beauty is a tri-tip steak, sometimes called a tri-tip roast. It has 3 corners and it sometimes comes with a fat cap on the other side. Now this beauty is an HEB Prime 1 grade tri-tip, but you can actually get these in a range of different grades, just depending on what your preference and budget is. And remember, if you can't find what you're looking for, just go ahead and ask your HEB certified meat cutter. They're always happy to get it in for you. You can see that that roast is pretty thick, and that is going to affect how we choose to cook it. And even though I love grilling and live fire cooking, I also want to show you lots of great methods that you can do at home, because not everyone has time or access to grill. So today we are going to be reverse searing this tri-tip. I'm going to start it on low temperature in the oven and finish by searing it on the stove. Let's get going. To start, I'm going to take a sharp knife and just gently score that fat cap just to help it really break down and render during cooking. I'm being a little bit careful to make sure I'm cutting through the fat, but I don't want to cut into that meat. Then I just turn it over and run my cuts the other way to make a crosshatch. Now, if you prefer, you can actually marinate this for up to 24 hours before you cook it, but the cooking method stays the same. So I'm just going to go in with some dry seasoning today. You should season it generously on both sides with your preferred rub. And don't forget that chunky end. To prep it for the oven, I'm going to take a sheet pan. I love to put down a layer of foil just for a really easy cleanup, and then I'm going to take a rack and nestle it in. I put the roast directly on the rack, fat side up, and it goes straight into a preheated oven at 300 degrees. That's a pretty low temperature, but I really want to make sure that this doesn't overcook. So I'm going to keep checking it every 20 minutes or so with the meat thermometer, and when it reads 120 degrees, I'm going to take it out. Now 120 degrees is also pretty low because that's going to be rare in the middle, but I want to take into account that I still have to sear it in the pan, and that is going to add in extra heat at the end. So I'll take it out at 120, I'm going to let it rest, and then I can give it a really good sear. Isn't that pretty? So all up that took about an hour to get to where I wanted it to. Because I had it elevated on the rack, the airflow could move all around it, so it should have had a really nice even cook at that beautiful low temperature. I'm going to leave it uncovered just like this for about 15 minutes to rest, and that's going to give me time to prepare my skillet for the final sear. It's actually much easier to get a great sear on a piece of meat like this that's already warm and rendered compared to starting from it raw or cold straight out of the fridge. So once the tri-tip is rested, I'm going to put it into a hot skillet. I'm going to sear it just for a couple of minutes on either side just to give it some color, and then it's ready to eat. I've got one more tip for you, and it's about how to cut this properly. You want to start at that thin end and slice along until about halfway. Then you're going to angle your knife about 45 degrees and keep cutting. It doesn't matter if you take one of the largest pieces or one of the smaller pieces, they are both cooked perfectly. And that is how you master the method on the reverse seared tri-tip. Now remember, if you want to give this a shot and you cannot find it in your local HEB meat market, just ask one of your certified HEB meat cutters. They are so happy to help you out, and they can order in anything that you're looking for. See you next time.